Hello everybody and welcome to this piano music tutorial. My name is Tom. Welcome to my YouTube channel Keyboard Skills Pro. If you're enjoying the content, please do hit the subscribe button and give us a thumbs up. It all helps build the old following here on YouTube. Today we have got a real very cute little number called The German Dance by Haydn, and this is in D, and this is absolutely the most delicious little miniature piece. And as you just heard, there's some wonderful bounciness and scales and octaves, and really does sound quite good. We have got the musical scores about to appear at the top of the screen here, and I'm going to take you through how to play this piece, which for those of you who live here in the UK, this one is around about grade 2 level, and often pops up on piano examination syllabuses. Anyway, let's take a little look first of all at the opening. So we have obviously a treble and a bass clef. We have some very, very high notes at the beginning there actually, so we'll talk about those in a moment, but you can see that we have two sharps at the beginning. We've got the top treble line and the third treble space, and those two sharps are F and C sharps. So that means that when you play this piece, you will have your F sharp note here, that needs to be used, and you also need C sharp over here as well. Both of those are very, very important, because if you don't use those, it won't sound very nice. No, indeed. We then also got 3/4, and that's our time signature, and that means that the music has 3 beats to a bar, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, which of course is commonly known as a waltz. So remember that, D major is the key. Let's refresh our memory by playing our D major scale. There we go, D major, so F sharp and C sharp. Nice bright key. And it's always a good idea before you start, just play a couple of octaves. Play a D major chord, arpeggio, and I like to do little half scales. So D major chord. Just gets me in the zone of the sound of D major. So let's take a look at the first 4 bars. Now, to begin with, as I just mentioned a short while ago, there is a ridiculously high note, and that top note there is the D, right upstairs, okay? And so here's middle C, there's the treble D, which is the one just above middle C. That's what I call the dangling D. We then go to the 4th line, which is our Every Good Boy Deserves from our rhyme. 4th line is that D. And then we've got 2 extra lines above F, and which is A and C, and then of course we're up here. So it's 2 Ds above middle C, and that's where your right hand's going to start. And we're going to begin there with some nice staccato notes. Now don't forget, with staccato, you're playing nice short notes like that. That's what the dots above those notes mean. So we're going to start off with 3 of those. 1, 2, 3, and then third finger on A, and then we're going to go 2, 1, 3, 2, 5, 2. Now that's the fingering written on this particular example of the music, and you don't have to use that fingering, whichever fingering you might like. Some people like to do, so I could do a little curve up like that, change some fingers. Some people back tuck. But the most important thing is to keep your little finger playing that D and your third or second finger playing the A. So try the fingering there. If it works for you, fine, but of course don't be afraid, you can alter it. I want you to notice there the way we phrase those notes. So we're doing lots of staccatos. Look, so D, 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 A, and then I'm going to go 2, 1, I'm going to go 2, but we can go 3. Now notice there, look, I'm going smoothly on the F sharp, G, and then I come off on the A. And that's a slurred collection of notes. Slurring means we play smooth, that's what the line means. And then we go into those nice staccato notes, finishing with a nice solid A at the end. So let's try that through. 1, 2, 3. Now it's very important that you learn how to play that really accurately, but most importantly, it's how you make that sound. So, ba 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 ba, do 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 do, la. So it's smooth look, and then come off short on the A. There we go. Okay, so that's rather pleasant, I think. Now the left hand looks very similar to that, doesn't it? And in fact, it's exactly the same. The only difference is it's playing 2 octaves down. So we're in the bass clef, and as you can see, we have a line, which is middle C, and this is the note above. So I need to lay my hand out, 1 on the D, 2 on the A, and then 4 on the F sharp. Now, if you notice, the notes, look, are not only the same pitches, D, 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 A, F sharp, G, A, D, A, they're actually phrased the same. Okay, so what is that called? Well, it's called playing in unison octaves. And in this case, it's a double octave. Now, what unison means is that the notes are the same. But when we term it that they're not exactly the same notes, so for example, trumpet, clarinet and saxophone, they're all playing the D. In this case, we've got the trumpets playing up here and the trombones playing down here, but they are playing unison notes. So what we then do is with the left hand, we phrase it the same way. Look, so I've got my position there, look, I've got my fingers here ready for up here. Let's just play the left hand. 1, 2, 3. D, 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 A. Smooth, off, off, and finish. Now that's got to be played quite loudly because there's a forte sign at the beginning. There we go. So now what we've got to try and do is play those 2 parts together. So this is the first line gang of German dance. Here we go. So I've got my position, look, so I've got my D ready. Now this is kind of going to take care of itself. This should take care of, there's a little bit of tucking under going on because of course we haven't got the fingers here. We've got to use this tuck with our second finger and our thumb. So let's try it together slowly. 1, 2, 3. D, 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 A, smooth. There we go, a little quicker now. 1, 2, 3. Hey, that's starting to sound really good, isn't it? How fast does it go in the fine analysis? Well, the music tends to be tempoed allegretto, which is fast but not too fast. So just a nice pleasant speed, but always play it at the speed that you feel comfortable at, and also think about people dancing to this, you know, sort of, you know, bum ba da 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 da, you know, sort of Pride and Prejudice kind of sort of thing. Okay, first line again. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, and 1. Ready, go. Hey, that's a great intro, isn't it? What an opening. Big, bold sound there from the octaves. And what you have to try and really work hard on is getting that unison sound. So none of that stuff. None of rubbing the notes in, smooth, off. So come off on the A, look. Isn't that fantastic? I think that's really great. What a fantastic sound. Okay, let's now carry on to the next part. So we've just finished on A, look. And now we're going to put our 4th finger on the A, the 2 on the F sharp, and then on the next line down we're going to put the 1. Now the 1 goes on the D. Now if we play those 3 notes together, we have got a chord of da-da, D major. That's why we played our... those little warm-up exercises. Gets us in the D major mode. Okay, so that is the thing you've got to remember there, is that shape. So when you finish... place. There we go. Look. Now again, look at the little smooth lines into the staccatos. That's actually a little signature of this piece. Smooth, dum, dum. Isn't that lovely? Okay, so let's take a look at it then. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2. And then that little phrase moves up to B, G, and finishes on E. That's an E minor chord. That's the second chord built on the second note of the key of D major. There you go, look, E minor. This is a broken chord. And the same style, look. B, G, dum, dum. Okay, so that's that little bit. So watch again, look, 4, 2, 1. 5 on B. Now the cool thing is the B was already covered there. Look, already got it. So that's easy to remember, isn't it? Haydn just moves the little phrase up one tone. Now the last bit goes like this. Okay, now that ending, I must admit, I vary that. I tend to do 1, 2. Some of my students like to change that. Well, it's not sacrosanct. The music is written down, but hey, we can change things. You know, I was having this discussion the other day. I said, you know, Haydn, Mozart, Liszt, Chopin, Bach, they were all renowned improvisers. And, you know, I reckon they would have even changed their own compositions. I mean, sure, when it's written down, it's not improvisation, but this is how tunes get written in the first place. People improvise, don't they? So, you know, I quite like to change that. Da, 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 1, 2, 3. That's the original. Or maybe you could do that. 1, 2. Give it a try. But your music teacher might go, don't do that. You're not playing it as it's written. Well, hey, who knows? So what finger do we need there then? Well, we need 4 on the G. Very important to put the 4 on the G there. 2 on the E. 1 will land on D. Cross over like a scale to C sharp. Don't forget C sharps. Walk it down and back up home to D. And then an octave jump down at the end there. 1, 2. Da 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 da. Now, did you notice there's a little change of fingering, isn't there? Squeeze the third finger on the B. And it's important to spend time working through finger patterns slowly because you have to build up the memory of those patterns in your brain and in your fingers. Now, underneath those little phrases, we've got some little chords. Now don't forget, we have been playing essentially here on the left hand, haven't we? So if we then stay there, we can grab, look at that, look on bar 5, the F sharp and the A. So we then come down. You see, look, a lot of the notes, look, are the same, aren't they? The chords produce the melody. The melody, of course, notes are the notes in the chords because they all come from the D major scale. All right, so let's do these 2 phrases then. So think of this F sharp and A. Let's call this the D chord because there's a D at the top here. Look, so da 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 da. So 2 short little chords. Look, and so as the phrase then moves up to here, we're going to move the chords up as well to a G chord, and that E produces something called a major 6, which adds a nice little bit of colour. Okay, so you got da da da. Lift, change, dum, dum. So you change to the chord on the rest while the right hand's playing. And then open your hand up, bottom A on the bottom space there, G on the top. How do you read those spaces quickly? Well, if you know the bottom one's A, each space on the stave follows on in the pattern play, miss, play, miss, play, miss, play. We've got the top and the bottom ones. That's where you play. That's an A7. And we're going to go da da, and we play 1 chord to every 2 of these. Now the difference with this little cadence area, this ending bar sequence, is that your chords must be played staccato against the smoothness. So make sure you do a nice, see how I'm bouncing the hand up and down there, look. 1, 2, da da, cross, and squeeze, and then we do 1 and 2 on the D and the F sharp. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so that's how that little section goes. So make a point first of all of learning the first 8 bars, and you can split those into 2 4-bar sections. The opening octaves in unison, and then the delightful little section that we've just played through. So I think that's really nice. Let's, before we progress into the next line, let's play that through. Oh, I'm so excited. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. That's lovely, isn't it? I think that's just so charming, I really do. What I sometimes do is when it says on this bit, look, a bit quieter, you can crescendo up and then drop back a bit for the next part, but crescendo up to the cadence at the end there. This is the next section, the next 4 bars. Yeah, thank you very much. Check, please. Well, that's delicious again, isn't it? Absolutely delicious. Now, what he does here, he uses one of the other chords of the key. He uses the dominant chord. And in fact, there's an extra note added, isn't there? Look at the melody, look. And this is a thing that composers do. They change key during the piece. And so as you go through, the musical term is modulation. You modulate from one key into another for a short bit, and then you return to the original key. And what composers do is they use keys that are connected to the one they started in. So we started in the key of D major. That's a fast dance, got a bus to catch. But then you see the next passage, look, starts on an A chord. Now, we talk about tonics and dominants in a lot of my music lessons, and if you want to learn more about those, hey, there's a raft of videos. You know, the other day, folks, I added up, I've got over 650 videos here on my YouTube channel. To date, I think of learning this, making this video, I've got 16,000 subscribers. I'm aiming for over 100,000. I want to get my plaque from YouTube, my play button on the wall. So with your help, if you hit subscribe and thumbs up, hopefully we can build that up before I retire in 40 years' time. Anyway, so what we do is we go from D major, which is the tonic key, and we change to what we call the dominant. The dominant is the 5th note of the D scale, and it's the 5th note of any scale. So we can choose the A note as our new tonic, just for a passage. And you see that ends, doesn't it? It ends on that A chord. It doesn't want to carry on. It actually finishes. But because we're now in the key of A, we need an extra black note, because in A major there's the same 2 sharps and there's an extra one, which is G sharp. So what happens in this phrase, look, you start on your 4th on A. Very important to use the 4th. Don't use the pinky. As I keep telling one of my piano students, he's finally got it. You start with the 4th and you go tap, 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 and then you go up and down from A to E. Like that. Remember that smooth phrase? The slur and the staccato. This is a longer slur. That's easy, isn't it? Da, da, da. Go down to E, then back to A, G sharp, E, A. Ba, 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 la. Isn't that delightful? What a beautiful little phrase. Really pretty. Why do we like it? Well, it uses a tonic, an A, and its dominant E. And it goes back and forth. That's why we like it. Really pretty. Now, if you're worrying about the next 4 bars, don't, because they're going to be really simple, gang. Let me finish off this little portion of our bonus free tutorial on the German dance by Haydn. By the way, talking of bonuses, if you'd like to get an annotated score with a few ideas, you can get this by supporting my channel on patron.com. And this is a way that if you enjoy my channel, you can help me fund and run the channel with things like cameras, software, lights, all things we have to keep treating ourselves to. And there's some lovely people on there who every month support my channel. If you'd like to get a copy of this sheet music with some hints and tips on, please do subscribe. Patreon.com/keyboard skills pro, and you subscribe to the silver level or above to get the bonus PDFs. Anyway, it goes a bit like this. That's lovely. So we have an A major chord. So we've finished here, and we've got to move our hand all the way up now to A, middle C sharp, and E. And we go 1, 2, 3. Nice and short. 1, 2, 3. Now the next chord, people go, oh my goodness me, what is that? And they think it looks different. So they'll just play something completely different. look at how it's changed. The top note is the same. The E on the second line is the same. Da 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 da. So if I take those extra notes out and just play E all the way through, look, A chord, other chord, then A chord, other chord, A. Ow. So the E, sorry, is there all the way through. The A chord is in what we call root shape. A at the bottom, its middle note C, and E. That's called a root chord. It's the most basic shape of chords. The next chord has got an E, a D, and a B. So what is that chord? Well, what we do is we now start to work it out by putting these notes into what I call keyboard order, and all chords are built on the pattern play, miss, play, miss, play, miss, play, and so on. That's the basic way of ordering the notes of any chord. So I'm going to put that E and get it away from these other, these two guys, the B and the D, look, they're fine, but that E's it's not here. Look, I need it away from these, so I'll put it down here. Look. Oh, okay. Now, the note that's missing has got to be G. Well, that doesn't... Oh, hello, balloons. Yes. This two fingers thing. Okay, so that's interesting. That doesn't sound right because, of course, the G in the melody is a sharp, isn't it? So if we put those in... there it is. Look. Da, 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 da. So it's an E chord with a 7. So we call it E7. Okay, E dominant 7 is its proper name. Now, to go from there, da 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 da, there's a lot of jumping about. Plus, it's 4 notes, which is a bit hard, maybe for players of this level. So what we do is we move the notes and get them closer to the chord that we're playing, and we don't use all the notes. We only use some of the notes. Why are we missing the G sharp? Well, it's in the melody. You don't need it here because it's up here. So what you do is you play your A chord like that, 1, 2, 3, and then these two guys, 4 and 2, are sitting on the B and the D. So it's just those two go to there. Okay? C and A and C sharp become B and D. So we go 1, 2, 3, E7, A, E7, A. And that's the two chords in that section. Ba, 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 la, ba, 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 ba. Okay, so that's how that goes. Now, that line, as with all the other lines in the music we've done so far, it's a good idea to work on the two hands apart and then bring them together. I'd probably say the first line, that's good to learn together because it requires that togetherness. And then the second line, once you've got the little parts sorted out, bring it together in little blocks. Then the next block. Then the next block. And so you then piece that all together. So when we finish, look, all the way up, A and A. Smooth, home, home, G, E, A. 1, 2, E chord. There we go, that's delightful, isn't it? So I hope that third line makes some sense. Now, the final bit, you already know how to play. Yay! Okay, why is that? Well, the last line goes like this. And you're probably thinking, hang on a minute. That was the second line. Yep, it's exactly the same. Only difference is you play it louder. What about that? We've now played all the way through the whole of German Dance in D major by Joseph Haydn. Really beautiful piece of music. Let's finish off with one more playthrough. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Smooth. Little blocks. Move. Down. Smooth and staccato the A. Up. Da 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 da. And the second line is what we use for the end. And there it is. Beautiful piece of music. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. Hope you've enjoyed this piano lesson. My name is Tom Horton. Please check out my website, tomhorton.co.uk. If you're enjoying the content, please hit subscribe and give us a thumbs up. Share the video around social media, maybe with your friends, and hope you're going to enjoy that, learning it with me. And don't forget, if you'd like to get the bonus PDF free of charge, please support my channel on patron.com/keyboard skills pro. We'll see you soon for another fantastic piano lesson next time here on the channel. Thanks for watching and see you soon. Bye bye.